Hey, what's up, what's up, what's up? How you doing? How you been? What's going on? What's good? How you getting it in? Body getting it funny. What's going on, people? Okay, I was just talking about church yesterday, and it's funny, 301 child raping priests named in the grand jury report. Of course, this is coming out of Philadelphia, and I want to share this story with you. Basically, it's almost like a piggyback off of yesterday. And a grand jury report sexual abuse in 6 Pennsylvania dioceses has identified at least 301 priests who regularly rape children. The 884-page document reveals 7 decades of sexual abuse in a minor in effort of a senior bishop to protect pedophiles or priests. Today, the most comprehensive report of child sexual abuse in the church ever produced in the country was released. Attorney General Josh Support said Philadelphia can finally learn the intent of sexual abuse in their diocese. For the first time, we all begin to understand the systematic cover-up of the church leaders and the followed abuse of carried every diocese that cover up with sophisticated. The church protected the institution at any cost. And it's funny, I talked about that as far as sexual, about the want to have sex with children. And it's funny, everything I'm saying is showing right in front of my face. Okay. We are the members of the grand jury now. We are the members of the grand jury. Need you to hear this. We know some of you had heard some of it before. There has been other reports of child sexual abuse in the Catholic Church, but never on a scale. For many of us, those earlier stories happened someplace else, someplace anywhere. Away now, we got the truth. It happened allegedly. The reports cite that 301 priests, clergies, and lay teachers were citable allegations against them. Credible allegations against them. There were 99 in the diocese on Pittsburgh alone. Of those 99, a group of 4 groomed and violently sexually assaulted young boys, says Shapiro. One boy was forced to stand in the bed in the rectory, stripped naked, posed as a priest on the cross for the priests. They took pictures of the victim, adding them to the collection of child pornography, which they produced and shared on church ground, Shapiro said. Shapiro said that the priests would mark their victims by giving them gifts. To make it easier for target their victims, the priests gave them favorite boy gifts, a gold cross with to wear as a necklace. The crosses were marking of the boys had been groomed for abuse, Shapiro said. Because of the ongoing legal battle, more than a dozen names and identity information has been reacted, but the report shows that a consistent pattern of the bishop having prior knowledge of this action and priests reassigning them and not alerting the law enforcement. Shapiro said that the office is not satisfied with the release of the retro report. Shapiro said that each one of the reaction represented a story of abuse that deserves to be told. We went on to say that we will fight to reveal the names of currently reacted in the report. Now it says the report stated all victims were brushed aside in every part of the state by the church leaders who preferred to protect the abuser and the institution all above. The main thing was not to help the children, but avoid scandal. Priests were raping little boys and girls, and the men of God who were responsible for them not only did nothing, they hid it all. Diocese administrators, including the bishop, had knowledge of the conduct, and yet priests were regularly placed in missionary after the diocese was on notice that the complaint of a child of sexual abuse has been made. The conduct enable offenders and endanger the welfare of the children. In addition, the reports say administrators and bishop often
dissolve the victims from reporting the abuse to the police, pressure law enforcement to terminate or avoid investigation and conduct their own deficient bias investigation without reporting crimes against children and the proper authorities above all else. They protected the institution at any cost. Superior said the reports include that some priests who stood trial were convicted of sexual assault in the Diocese of Pittsburgh, including Father Robert Walk of St. Thomas More in Belmar, Betham Park, Father Richard St. Mary's and Ann in Anna, Washington County, and Father Richard convicted of sexual assault in a 13-year-old boy in North Park, allegedly. Until now, the Pittsburgh Diocese has been considered a leader in these reforms since Cardinal, then Bishop Donald, deferred that in 1993, refusing to resign. Pedophile priest Anthony was a leader in the formatting policies to protect children, but in a report, his records has also come under fire. Now, the coroner responded to the allegation in the statement saying, as I have made it clear throughout my more than 30 years as a bishop, the sexual assault of children by some members of the Catholic Church was terrible tragedy, and the church can never express enough our deep sorrow and contributes for the abuse and for the failure to respond promptly and completely. While I understand reports may be critical of some of my actions, I do believe the report confirms that I acted with diligence with concerns for the victims and to prevent further acts of abuse. I sincerely hope that a just assessment of my actions past and present and my continue to committed to the protection of children will display my notions otherwise made by this report. That's what a statement that Cardinal said, allegedly. The Archdiocese of Washington, which Cardinal Wuerl leads, with now dispute some of the reports. In the statement, they say, in reports, the documents referred by the report contain handwritten phase circles of secrecy. However, the handwritten does not belong to the Bishop Rule. As the writer of the report mistakenly assumed and due that the cardinal confirmed that the handwriting is not his and confirmed that neither wrote or used the phrase while serving as a bishop in Philip when the cardinal legal counsel informed that the Pennsylvania Attorney General office about the error. Prior to the release of the report, the Attorney General and the senior deputy refused to acknowledge the mistake and refused to take any steps to correct the dramatic use as they misabbreviation of the phase in the report. So they tried to get it rephrased over, saying they didn't do that, but they're sticking behind their ground, saying, yes, you did. You're not going to get us to change our mind. We got victims here telling their story, and it's not going to work this time. Allegedly, that's what is being said. Okay, let me get myself together here. Okay. You know, this is why I say I believe in God. This is why I say I believe in God. And I did a story about heterosexual, about added into, the LGBT, and I said it's from the church. And that video is still up there. So you can go back and listen to the story I told you before. This story comes out on August the 15th, 2018. I did a story about this, and I said it was a lot I was seeing behind the scenes, and I had to stand up and say something. Forgive me, I seem very upset because this stuff bothers me, and I know what goes on, and I want to bring it to your attention, especially about the heterosexual. I said it was them that was doing this. They started mocking down dislike because they didn't like the fact that I was saying something against them. And it was in the church. Like I said, it's coming from the church, the extremists. And once again, it comes from the church, the extremists. The heterosexual means you having sex with children. They got offended by me posting that, saying, how could dare you say something like this? And the reason why they did that to me is because I was right. I knew it was them. Yesterday, piggybacking off of it, I said to you, people in the church, when are you going to step responsibility for the things that you do? I said this. And here it is today. This is why I know there is a God. My prayers, once again, was not unheard of. Not only it wasn't unheard of, 301 child raping priests. Y'all need to let that sink in for a second. 301 child raping priests allegedly named in the grand jury report. An 884-page document revealed that 7 decades of sexual abuse of minors in the effort of senior bishops to protect pedophile priests. Did y'all hear what I said? 301. 7 decades. 884 pages. It's so many priests. I can't even put them all in this one little video. 301. So a lot of times y'all may think that Raven is going over the top and Raven doing too much extra. I see a lot of things. And when you deep in it, you see a lot of things. I see a lot. And I did a story about this, about how they destroy lives and they tell you going to hell, a domination, repent. And here it is once again. 301. Just put me right. 301 ways. Believe me, it's way more than that. Oh, believe me, the rest of them are starting to cover their tracks and ripping up documents, getting child. It's going to be a lot of churches burning pictures about now. Because at the end of the day, they know that they are on the watch as well. Oh, watch what happens. Because what y'all done in the dark is coming to the light. And I thank God for this. All the lives y'all have destroyed. All the people y'all have killed mentally. Suicide. Y'all need to set responsibility for your actions. So I'm glad this is happening to y'all. I am. Because y'all sent parents home to kill their children for being gay. But you wasn't a part of the problem. You sent children to their graves. You made children go in drug uses and they can't tell nobody because they went to their parents and their parents didn't believe them, and now they're on drugs. They're taking men and they're dogging them. You got guys sleeping with other guys and now they're beating the hell out of women because it comes from the church, because y'all done did something to these people. These people would try to tell their story and y'all denied their requests. And I'm not saying it's in reference to this story, but I guarantee you it is a reference to this story. That's speculation, but they've done a lot of dirt. Religion has killed many people. Stay woke, people. That's why we'll never sit in a church again. Never. Anyway, I just want to share this story with you because it's overwhelming for me. And it's real overwhelming. Thanks to people like them, I'm never going to know what it's like to have a parent's love, because I have weak-minded parents that stood behind people like them. And yet and still, the people you stood behind is molesting children. Children. You took their word and you threw your child away. Killed your child. And look what they were doing. Amazing. Amazing. Anyway, like I said before, of course, I want to hear your feedback on this. And subscribe to my channel. And I'm going to read your comments. I want to hear how you feel about this. This is so disturbing, but trust me, there is more to come. At the top, there's an Instagram button. If you follow me, I'll follow back. And please go back and reflect my videos I just posted about the churches, about the heterosexual, and you see that the things that I've said before has come to light. I'll let you know I love you, and thank you for watching. Kiss the Ray.